Welcome back, beautiful brave hearts. It's Lorraine here in Calgary. I am a master practitioner and I have a power pack here in Calgary. Um, and I have the pleasure of interviewing John Baxter. Now, he is well known for grounding, but there's something else that he has to offer us, which is in our DACA Detox store. That we're gonna bring attention to that and why you need the grounding and this other thing. John, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, thank you so much, Lorraine. It's always great to connect with you all. And a lot people know me for certain things, but they probably know me very little in some aspect too. I'm fairly known in the conservative movement, the truther community, in health, natural health, and the world at large. So, not just here in the US, but I've made a name for myself worldwide. I'm a minister of health for over 100 countries. I'm Knight John Baxter, helping all types of people around the world. And how did I get here? Well, I have 86 health technologies, 8 worldwide breakthroughs, and we always talk about grounding on the show is because it's the quintessential need that we must solve with sleeping grounded. We've been missing the mark because we wear rubber-soled shoes. The concrete slab that we live on, all of us, blocks us from the natural currents of the earth, which is more like being recharged like a battery, like having your cell phone recharge. If you don't recharge your phone, guess what? You stay in the red. If you stay in the red, you're staying in inflammation. You're missing the boat. So it's cool to always talk about grounding, this conductive fabric that plugs in and discharges the body thousands of different ways, but this is the patented technology that we created. It's stretchable, it's conductive, it's breathable, it's washable, it has 4-in-1. It has far infrared grounding, EMF shielding, and it uses silver nanotechnology that makes it antimicrobial. So and it has safety features, it plugs right in. So a lot of people just know me from this grounding, but this is a little piece of what I've done with 86 health technologies. People know me as the MedBed Pioneer. My book, The MedBed Pioneer, the MedBed story is out. It's been out for over 3 years. And I have a new book called 333 Benefits of Grounding and How We Launched the MedBed Story. So when you realize, well, how did this all come about? Well, this all came about through my healing. And because of my passion toward this work, this art form, it really is an art form, started over 100 years ago with Nikola Tesla and some prominent frequency medicine pioneers that he trained. And realize over the years, the bionutritional revolution, the bioelectrical revolution were halted, stopped, disapproved because Big Pharma had their eyes on pharmaceutical based medicines that were petroleum based, non-man made, so that you could charge a premium, you could control your market and own pharmaceutical industries and monopolize our healthcare. So, what was the missing link since the times of Nikola Tesla? Well, it was the bioelectrical revolution, which, if you find out, it's a formative player in helping you get to a level of achieving your best level of health. And it does it without side effects for the most part. So, wow, really? Did you know in the 1930s, the number one selling product in a Sears Roebuck was a Rife machine? No one knows that. Did you ever hear about the Tesla Violet Ray, one of the most popular health products in the early 1900s? Electrical medicine. What have these famous scientists and doctors done over the last 100 years? Well, they figured out how frequencies play the most fundamental portion of your health in the future. The future that we talk about is now. Who unleashed the AI? Well, who unleashed the frequencies? Who unleashed the peptides? Who unleashed the detoxification programs? Pioneers in their field. pioneers that realize the truth. You can be indoctrinated with so-called truth to realize you were indoctrinated, or you can find people like Dr. Wolf, who's fought this war for decades. A lot of our health pioneers and health troopers or health crusaders are people that know, they realize that, wow, this stuff works. This stuff has very little side effects. This stuff needs to get the word out. There needs to be people training and educating, informing the public. So the machine that I'm going to show you today is called the Regen 1500. It is in the Detox e-commerce platform. If you want to get more information, email them. But what we're talking about is the not pseudoscience. Pseudoscience, what does that mean? It means you can't measure it science. It's a non-measurable science. What is scalar? Scalar energy. What does scalar mean? Scalar's definition is a non-measurable frequency. What do we play with? Measurable frequencies. If you can't measure it, you can't monitor it, you can't manage it. So if you can't do those three things, you can't determine whether it's working or not. So it's important to know that what the machine I'm going to show you today is called the Regen 1500 from my company, Baxter. Baxter Manufacturing has been building the most amazing health equipment for over 20 years. And you're talking frequency medicine. This is the first major frequency medicine machine made in the USA. I have engineers, top engineers in frequency medicine, where we broke apart throughout the history of frequency medicine, all the machines to figure out the mechanism of action, what is really taking place, what is really happening, why are people getting these results, and we put it all in one machine. This little handheld machine, don't get it wrong, it has over 1 million frequencies and over 1,500 programs that work on your physiology when it's being impacted. I told Lorraine, well, what does that mean? Well, when our cells are impaired, what do you mean, Mr. Baxter? Cells can be impaired. 5 things that can impair your cells: bacteria, mold, fungus, parasites, toxins. Those are the 5 main things that impair your cells. Just to put it to you frankly, I've spoken to the top oncologist in the world. What do they say? I say, Doc, what is cancer? He goes, abnormal cells taking over. What does that mean? That's so vague. Abnormal cells taking over. What are the solutions? Well, you can do chemotherapy, or you can do radiation. Okay, sir. Well, you're just gonna radiate it off. You're just going to chemotherapy it out. Those are the protocols, and that's how people know it. They don't ask themselves questions. They never second guess. They typically never get a second opinion. The only thing they go for, your Visa card, MasterCard, or your American Express card, because that's what keeps the doors open. You don't need to know. You're not at that level, but it's your body. So a lot of people over the years, the ones that question reality, the ones that want to know really what it is, they study history. They study these famous doctors. They study the Nobel Peace Prize winners. They realize that these issues were figured out in the 1930s. So here we are jogging along, thinking we know everything. I know the current system better than you. And that current system is not as I would say, not as truthful as you think it would be. And in that sense, reality gets questioned. Reality is spun around, twisted, and what's in front of your face is fear. Fear to make a decision right now. Fear is the most powerful thing that positions us today in the current health market. We don't know, and what we don't know, we don't understand. And if someone tells us from a position of power what you should understand or know, well, we actually cave in. We become weak. We don't know what we don't understand. And when we don't know what we understand, we give in. But today, I'm here to educate you at a high level. There's 5 ways your cells can be impaired. And in the frequency medicine understanding of things, this is the most important thing you need to know. You break your leg in a car wreck, don't come see us. That's not what this is. That's called emergency medicine. But if you have anything else, give us a call. We'll help you. This is a doctor in a box. This is a frequency medicine machine in a box. Okay, what is AI? Well, AI is a system that you can ask questions, mental health, physical health. It will give you some information at a very high advanced level. Realize that this machine right here, you can pull it up, and let's say not only is it going to show you what options it has, this goes along with another machine we offer. The other machine we offer is a Baxter bioscanner. It will tell you root cause physiological issues. What does that mean? Well, when the guy says it's an abnormal cells, well, what's creating the abnormal cells? 5 things or a multitude of the 5 things. It could be 3 things, it could be 2, it could be 1, it could be all 5. But once you know that, you know the problem. If you know the exact problem, you can find out the exact solution. Isn't that a solutionized way to do things that's straightforward that you can't really not justify? This is black and white justification on how you can get better. If you have a machine like this, you're in control. You have some control in this world. In a world of chaos and that's out of control, knowing what your physiological issue is 99.9% of the battle. If you don't know what your issue is, you're swimming through a soup. And when I meet these people, and it's likely you, and you've been told there's something, and you run around in circles, you obsess about what could be wrong, and you don't find the answer, you reach out to this doctor, you reach out to this doctor, you reach out to this person, you reach out to this person, and they just never can pull the needle out of the haystack. It's just like, what? They can't do that, right? I've made a name for myself. I think they nickname me Needle in the Haystack. You want to know the root cause issue? Is this it right here? Is this it right here? I I think that's it. I really think that's it. Well, I'm pretty sure that's a good place to start. That's what I tell them. So if you want to know why tens of thousands of people I get on these podcasts and they say, John Baxter saved my life, and I'm grateful and I'm fortunate, but this mission is bigger than myself. And I am so grateful that I get to position myself with you guys and help you. That's why I was asked to do this show, and I was honored to do it. So I'm showing you something that's very affordable. It's less than $4,000. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but I've seen a PEMF mat that has 2 frequencies that sells for $6,000. And I'm just like, no, not for our people. I'm not an infomercial, right? I've seen some guys sell a supplement online and they become famous. They say, take this little test. You have a methylation problem. Who wasn't even in healthcare. He is more of an infomercial pitch man. And I haven't been that. I don't want to be that. And the thing that I want to do is help people. So I make products affordable. I make them in the United States. I make sure that our supply chains are clean. And I make sure the machine is very advanced. Whatever frequency this machine says, guess what? Exact frequency pushes out to the very the surface of where you're receiving them. Why is that a big deal? Because no one else's machine does it. Who had to figure that out? An engineer, pioneer of frequency medicine. There's no resistance in this cable. What frequency this thing says, it actually gets pushed to the end of our frequency unit or electrodes. So it's super important for people to get this machine. It's called the Regen 1500. And I'm going to blow your mind a little bit more, if you don't mind, Lorraine. Like I talked about
Go
two
for it.
things. I talked about a very high advanced frequency medicine machine. I talked about grounding, and I'm just going to show you. Let's just pull up one. Let's just say that let's say someone said, "Oh, you have pancreatic cancer." Well, we look at the scanner and said, "Well, you have abnormal cells and you need to get the procedure today or you're going to die tomorrow." Right? That's what you hear. And then some of the people say, "I want to get a second opinion. I don't like this. I see you once a year and you make me buy stuff." This machine says, "Oh, what if it's the pancreas?" We do our frequency scan. It looks like there's Streptococcus aureus in your pancreas. Now that's a bacteria. That bacteria is feeding off the sugar, the latent sugar in your pancreas, likely as a physiological issue. It could be that. Well, guess what? We have the Streptococcus aureus in three different fashions. And since the scanner said it was in your pancreas as a physiological issue, possibly, let's, I'm not Houdini, but maybe that could be your real issue. So let's put this machine, connect it to the electrodes. Let's run this machine and see if that isn't the answer. So now, is frequency medicine the answer? This is the question that most people think. Well, I offer frequencies, I offer scalar, I offer all these things. I offer pseudoscience, I offer frequency medicine. My stuff's the best. All right, for one, does it offer a specific frequency? So right now it's running at 8,697 hertz. See that bottom left,
Yeah.
bottom right?
Yeah.
That's being pushed through at a level 10 strength. If you can't tell me what frequency you're offering pseudoscience. You're saying, trust me because I'm selling something. I'm saying, this is truth. That number doesn't lie. This was a selected number over 100 years of figuring this out. So, even if that is the case, is this the 100% answer? Now, I mentioned frequency medicine, PEMF. Is PEMF the answer? Let me tell you something, folks. There's a duality in this world. There's a plus and minus. Did you know the word electromagnetism is two words combined? Electric and magnetism combined called electromagnetism. What does that mean? Well, without one or the other, you don't have a full system. Now, if I give you electricity, I need to be able to balance it out. I need to discharge it. If I just give you 24 hours of electricity, your body's going to heat up. You're going to get more voltage, and likely what was good for your body becomes an inflamed situation, an impaired, inflamed situation. If I give you 100% frequencies for a whole month, you never get off the machine. Well, why? Why do we have a three-pronged system? Why do we have a ground and two electricities at the top, AC unit? Is because without the ground, you don't have a safe or complete system. With frequency medicine on the body, if you don't have grounding, you don't have a safe or complete frequency medicine system. Now, what you're hearing is this is likely the first time you've heard any of this. I've been sharing this for over 4 years with my following because I'm the guy working on the forefront of things, the pioneer of a thing called a med bed, the pioneer of something called frequency medicine. Never before in the realm of frequency medicine has someone figured this out. Why? It's because I spent my time giving away over $4 million in free services to people around the world. I spent my time on the bottom end of things to figure out as an inventor the reality of the situation. This happens to be one of my patents. This happens to be another product I created. I got 86 more. How did I find this out? Trial and error. And when the truth comes out in many years, this is what people are going to say. Wow, this grounding was super important. And now I have the ability to put the power of healing in my own hands with this medicine box that has everything in it. Now I have the balance. I have the balance. I have the frequency medicine. I have the grounding. And why is that important? Because too much grounding is actually fine, but too much frequency is radiating energy and heat, and it's not fine after a while. You need to balance it out to bring the body back into balance. And that is how people are going to live longer than ever. That is how you're going to feel better than you ever had. This is how you're going to take a technology and not include these stupid side effects. This is the future. It is here. It's been here. And it's not the most popular, but it is probably the most truthful. So you'll see a correlation. What's most truthful is not the most popular. But the reality is the reality. Ask yourself, do your own research, understand my perception, try to rework that theory, try to disprove me. I would love for that to happen. But what you'll find in the end is that this is a very viable, potent solution that we're offering all of you patriots at home, all of you conscious followers at home that, when it comes down to it, this is a technology you can use not only on yourself, but your family. You have access to this. There's a book that comes up with all the different things. And I'm so passionate about it because I live for this. This is my destiny, duty, my calling, and to share it today with you guys is it's ultra important. I wouldn't want to do anything else. I can't do anything else at this point because I'm so entrenched in helping people. So, if you had any questions, reach out to our Doc Detox webpage. You can email us, you can call us, send us an email with a message, send us an email that you want this, send us an email on how this works. Because I can tell you, there is so much more than meets the eye. I'm happy to educate you. I have done educational seminars with Dr. Wolf. It's been about a year, but if you're really interested, I'd be happy to help all you.
Awesome. That is so great. You know, I have been interested in grounding and I have been interested in supplying my body with the energy it needs, the frequencies it needs. But now I see how important that balance is because the grounding is what's gonna it's like it's helping the toxins get out of your body. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then putting the frequencies in there is helping your body to raise the body's vibration so it can heal. Like
Yeah.
this is thank you so much. Like this has been an eye opener for me because I didn't know how important the two were together. So this is amazing. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about this.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective one more time, Lorraine, the frequency is like lifting weights. It is, you're actually tearing a little bit, but it's actually making you stronger. The grounding is actually like sleeping. It's the sleep pill. It's making you recover and rejuvenate, and the frequency actually damages. So once you understand that concept, you realize the balance, we're all living in a balance. Whether you're not sleeping, whether you're eating poorly, it's all about the balance. You need to bring yourself back into balance. And really, if you study this, and I was happy to share it with you today, is that even in the frequency realm, it's the duality. It's bringing us back to the balance. And, it's just like anything else. You don't want to stay too long in any extreme. Basically, any extreme will eventually overheat your body or, do something derogatory, can be the cause of illness and disease. But if you keep yourself in balance, reduce your stress levels, have access to technology like this, I can tell you, once you get in this and you understand the impact on others, and if you want to join and do this yourself, reach out to Doc Detox. There's so many healers, there's so many providers, there's so many people that are helping our communities at large. And it's the most fun, rewarding thing you can possibly do. So thank you so much for what you do, Lorraine, and what you guys are doing over there at DACA Detox. It's been a pleasure and an honor to speak with you guys today.
Thank you. And you have yourself an amazing day.